One of the things that we have to emphasize is that Haile Selassie means the might of the Trinity. What is the Trinity? According to the Ethiopian tradition, it's 3 in 1, 1 in 3. Father, the Son, the Holy Spirits. You know, some say man, woman, and child. We see Haile Selassie crowned with Empress Menen, the baby in her stomach. You know, that manifestation of what that looks like in real life. In the Nyabingi, we look at the Godhead, which would include Melchizedek, the priesthood, which would include Haile Selassie, the divine king, and include Yeshua, who is the prophet, all exemplifying different parts of the characteristics of the Almighty in flesh and bone. Melchizedek being the priesthood setting the order, you know, without father, without son. You know, that, you know, if you look at the Hebrews, description of Melchizedek is the same kind of Christ archetype. And it even says Yeshua came after the order of Melchizedek. He established the priesthood before the Levites were there. Original Congo man. We look at Melchizedek as being the same Congo man from that time. You know, and big up Sizzler is the first artist I ever hear sing about Melchizedek. Until I went into the Nyabingi order and got a greater understanding. Then you have His Majesty who set the governance, the Father, you know, so that would be the Holy Spirit, because again, without beginning of days, ending of life. So the Melchizedek would be the physical representation of the Holy Iris. Then you have Haile Selassie as the representation of the Father, because guess what him have to do? Haile Selassie is the man who have to set the government, make sure that the thing runs, make sure all of the children are educated, all of the responsibility, that's the Father. The Son is Yeshua, the prophet, you know, the Irid of prophecy. Yeshua, what did he do? He informed the people, woke up their spirit, rising, but he did not have the responsibility other than, you know, showing them a proof of concept, meaning feeding the multitude. But he didn't have to do that day in and day out, decades and decades. He didn't have to build a nation. He didn't have to, you know, go through international diplomacy. That task, monumental, again, the Almighty Himself have to manifest to establish the foundation. Yeshua is there. So all of these different manifestations, again, manifest that Trinity. Haile Selassie happens to be the might because he also preceptical, meaning he secured the independence of the Ethiopian church. He was able to navigate ecclesiastical manners, probably the foremost biblical scholar to ever walk the face of the earth, having read, you know, having been versed in several languages and trained from a child in the ancient scrolls in Ge'ez, translated the Bible into Amharic. That was a big part of his life. Even from 1918, His Majesty said he started that journey of translating the Bible, and it was interrupted. You know, he was getting ready to translate it from Ge'ez to Amharic, and it was interrupted by the Italians' invasion. And then he still was able to finish the work while he was in England and get the Amharic versions of the Bible shipped in. So this is a major part of Haile Selassie I's vision for his people in terms of enlightening them about the Christ consciousness and the Christ tradition. But again, responsibility of the Father. So we celebrate on this day, Ethiopian Christmas, the birth of the Son, Yeshua, because he provides the archetype in which the manifestation of the Father walks on the planet when he manifests to fulfill this work. So all of them feed. Yeshua walks in the order of Melchizedek, who manifests before he manifests in the physical form. So all of them, you know, feed each other. And it's the ideal father-son relationship, because the Father glorifies the Son glorifies the Father. It's a balance. What me say? The Father glorifies the Son, meaning that Haile Selassie, all he talk about is Yeshua. When you go into the Bible, all Yeshua talk about is the Father, my Father who is in heaven, the kingdom that is coming on earth. All of these things. Haile Selassie I established that righteous kingdom on the throne of David in the holy mountains of Ethiopia, the only nation that had not been conquered under the foot of white supremacy and colonialism. And now that manifestation spreads through the four corners of the world and it cannot be stopped.
Iron Mice.